am back with the finale, the final video of the questions and answers series, where I'm answering all the questions that you guys posted a year ago. Yes, it was a year ago around this time when I asked you guys to submit your questions. So I am trying to answer everything, but I'm actually down to the last set of questions. So in case you're curious, I'll leave a link below to the other videos that I did where you can find different topics. I did label them with topics, so the titles will tell you exactly what they cover, in case you're curious about like my Jamaican background, my career, my education, all that stuff. So check down below for the list of videos as well as the playlist. So if you are curious about me, have any questions, they are all down below. So let's jump into this series, well, this topic. It's makeup chat and advice. So the Nikki Diva says, I always wanted to know, how did you get so freaking good at makeup? I think you once said you're not an MUA, but how have you managed to master the art of makeup application so well without professional teaching? Thank you, Nikki. You know what? And this is cliche by now. Everybody says this, that they're self-taught. And I wouldn't say I'm 100% self-taught, because I have watched so many YouTube videos. I've watched different people, different techniques. I've seen demonstrations in person. So I've gone to like IMATS and the makeup show and actually sat through seminars. And I've even bought makeup books, and I've bought the Sam Fine DVD, which is a great DVD. And if you have a chance to attend any seminars that he's hosting, which he started hosting seminars, Sam Fine, the ultimate, okay? And I've just watched various people and picked up tips and tricks from them. And then I have practiced non-stop. I should probably turn my car off. I have practiced non-stop. So every time I got a chance at night when I got home before I washed my face and took a shower, I would just practice on my face. And you could do anything on your face at that point, because you're just practicing and it washes off. So I would practice blending. Blending was my #1 thing. And I did start out with makeup. I started out with eyebrows, and then I ventured into foundation, which is easy. And I did a lot of research. I read a lot. I went on blogs a ton. Like, I did a lot of research into product types, what's best for my skin. So I did a lot to kind of get myself into the mind frame. And I'm not that great, but I am pretty decent, and I do have some tips and tricks. So I want to share that with you guys, because it's hard to really find videos that are specific to beginners nowadays, because everybody just assumes that you know what the hell you're doing, and that's not necessarily true. Back in the day, people used to post videos on how to apply eyeliner and how to do this and how to do that, but there aren't any real specific videos anymore. I think people are starting to just do more popular videos. So I actually have a video coming up that I am going to post, and I'm going to try to do a series on beginners. So if you guys have any topics for beginners that you want me to cover, definitely leave them below, and I will make sure to try to incorporate them in an upcoming beginner eccentric video. So yeah. Cassandra Johnson says, how did you get so good? Have you ever taken any kind of classes? Again, I have not taken any classes, and I feel I am kind of jaded, because I've seen so many classes out there. People are charging for all these, oh, come and learn the tips and tricks from a celebrity MUA. I am so awesome. Come and check me out. Just watch me apply makeup to somebody for an hour and a half and pay me $300. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I mean, if you're looking to get into the professional arena, if you're trying to really do professional makeup, so you're trying to do freelance makeup for bridal, prom, just special occasion makeup, or you're looking to get into specialized makeup like special effects, definitely go and do some training. I would recommend you take classes at Makeup Forever. If you can go to a Makeup Forever boutique and do some of their classes, or go to a MAC studio and do some of their classes and their seminars, definitely look into those professional companies. Don't just go by these Instagram people that are like, oh, come pay me to see me do makeup. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's a waste of your money when you can actually go to professional companies. So go to MAC, go to Makeup Forever. You have Kryolan, different Ben Nye, different companies, like makeup companies, professional makeup companies do classes and seminars, and they focus on a lot of different things, and you can attend these classes. And you pay, like, say you pay $100 at MAC for a class or $200 for a class, you actually get that money back in products. So you get to attend a class, and then whatever money you were putting towards the class, which you still have to buy product, so that money goes towards building your kit. You know what I mean? So once you learn about the products, then you see what products that you actually want to invest in, and that money that you paid for the class, you will get in product. So that's what I recommend. Also, go to the makeup shows and IMATs and go to seminars. Stop talking about buying makeup. Go to the seminars and learn what you really need in your kit before you start investing. Nancy Gugu says, would love the hubby to make an appearance. He hasn't been in a video in a long time, huh? He was in my vlog video, but not. We're gonna do the Bean Boozled challenge together. Help me, Jesus. But we're gonna do it, so he'll be in an upcoming video. Here's the question. How old were you when you first discovered makeup, and do you remember what your first makeup product was? Okay, so when I first officially started out in makeup, I was, what, 13, 14 maybe? I think when I actually started applying any kind of makeup, it was like 14, but all I did was mascara, we had black eyeliner, and lip gloss. That is all I had. That's all we did, and that is all I wore straight through to college, where I only got a pressed powder for my oily skin. That was it until when I not officially anymore, but when I really started dabbling in makeup and collecting and getting exciting and learn, like really hardcore getting into makeup, I was 25. Believe it or not, I was 25 when I hardcore got into makeup. So it's been 7 years now. I love it still. I just love it. But yeah, so I had, and my first official makeup item that started the binge was MAC brow pencil in stud. And I got MAC Studio Fix Fluid in NC45 and MAC Studio Fix Powder in NC45. Those are the 3 items I bought. And I mentioned that in my video about, was it the random one? I mentioned it that I went to get my makeup done at MAC, and those were the 3 items that I got. True Toe said, what are your favorite MAC neutral eyeshadows and blushes? MAC neutral eyeshadows, I love MAC Kid eyeshadow, which they discontinued. See, the eyeshadows that I love, they discontinued. MAC Kid, MAC Samoa Silk. I love one of their new Pro Longwear eyeshadows. That's a neutral eyeshadow. It's Always Sunny. And then as far as shimmer eyeshadows, there's always Satin Taupe, and I like Glamour Check and Bronzed. Yes. What are your must-have? Oh, and blushes. Blushes from MAC, I go with Coy Girl and Gingerly. And there's there's a peach one. I don't know if it's peaches or melon that I like. We'll go with peaches. What are your must-have lip colors? For lip colors, I think it's so personal. I go in and out, depending on the season, depending on my mood, but I go for nudes mostly. And there's so many nudes, and they're just all over the place. Some great nudes. And I'm going to do a video on some great nude colors. Can you give a tip on moisturizing your lips before applying lipstick to keep them from peeling, and how often do you do this? Okay, I moisturize my lips. I'm gonna grab it right now. I use my Paula's Choice Lip and Body Treatment Balm. This is what I use. And I mentioned this in my skincare video, but this is what I use. I keep it in my bag, so I apply it at night. and I apply it in the morning. So twice a day. I don't have to keep reapplying it because it doesn't dry my lips out like an EOS lip balm. Please, people, do not get these. Get something that's actually good for your lips. So I use that, and I use it daily. Again, once in after every shower I apply it, and then if I need it, if I feel like I need it, and I exfoliate my lips. And you don't need to get a separate exfoliating product to do this. You can use, if you have a face exfoliator that you use, just rub it over your lips, or get some sugar, like granulated sugar, and either olive oil or Vaseline, and just rub it over your lips, and that will exfoliate your lips. Don't mind that, that's gonna stop in a minute. Yeah, there we go. So exfoliate, and you can use a washcloth and rub your lips off so that they stay moisturized. And I'm telling you, with that treatment product from Paula's Choice, I have not had my lips peel or split, nothing. And that's the only product that I have found that does that for me. There are other products too, but a lot of lip balms and chapstick, EOS lip balm, a lot of them have drying ingredients in them, so they kind of trick you. Like, they dry out, yeah, they feel good, but then they dry out your lips, and then you keep reapplying them, so you need that much more, and you keep buying it. So that's the marketing ploy. So get an actual treatment that works. So that's what I do. And because my lips stay pretty moisturized, I don't really even need to apply anything before I apply a lipstick. It really doesn't, they don't dry out. Like, lipsticks don't dry out my lips as severely as you would think. They really don't, because I do that ever so often. And I exfoliate like maybe once a week. I don't even need to exfoliate that often. Get that treatment balm. That is the one thing that I will forever recommend. What type of eyelash curler do you have? I have the Shu Uemura S curler. That is the one with the cage-free one, so it doesn't have the bars at the side, so you can curl your lashes however you want. I don't curl my lashes, my natural lashes normally. I only use an eyelash curler to blend my false eyelashes with my natural lashes. Other than that, I don't use a curler. My lashes naturally curl, so I don't need a separate curler, and I don't need to curl my lashes because my lashes aren't straight out. Vanessa Hines says, this isn't a personal question, but a makeup related one. Your video review of the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blushes was maybe the best one on YouTube in my opinion. Thank you, Vanessa. Oh my God, thank you. I haven't purchased any yet and was wondering if they live up to the hype, and if you ever wear any, and if so, which are the best in your opinion. Thanks. The lighting blushes from Hourglass, I love them. I think they're great for just a touch of color. They're not overwhelming. They give a nice natural glow to your skin, so it's not like a flat matte where it's gonna look like, oh, you have powder in your skin. They actually kind of meld with your skin. I love them, and I highly recommend them. The color I personally love and use most of the time is Mood Exposure, just because I like a mauvey subtle skin tone shade, so that's what I use, is the Mood Exposure. But the other colors too are very beautiful, but it's up to you what color you like to wear. I personally like the kind of mauvey tone of Mood Exposure. Crystal Mitchell says, what is your all-time favorite brand for foundation, concealer, eyeshadow, lippy? Okay, foundation, my favorite brand, and the brand that I've realized that I use the most foundations from and love all the foundations that I've tried, would be Marc Jacobs. So I have the Genius Gel Foundation, which I love, the Marvelous Mousse Foundation, which I also love, and now they have the new full coverage one. It's the Remarkable full coverage one, and it's a full coverage foundation, let's not get it twisted, but I really love it. So I found that I really love Marc Jacobs foundations, hands down. I've never been disappointed, and I love the foundation powder as well. So I go with Marc Jacobs. For concealer, concealer is tricky because my favorite one is the Makeup Forever full cover concealer, but then I also like the Marc Jacobs one, and I also love the Nars Luminous. Wait, the weightless Luminous Nars concealer. The one, I don't hit the names, just, it's the Nars concealer with this. So I love those three. So I can't specify a brand. Eyeshadows, that is a good question. That's an easy question. Makeup Forever makes my favorite eyeshadows. The new artist eyeshadows, those are my favorite. I did a full video on those. Those are my favorite eyeshadows, hands down. But for specific formula and specific colors, I love the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte neutral shades. So her brownie tones, her nude shades, they're absolutely divine. I love her matte shades. Lippy, lipstick, I would go with MAC because they have such a variety of colors and textures, and their matte lipsticks are my favorite formula, so I'm gonna go with MAC. Blush, I almost want to go with MAC again. I love MAC blushes, but I also love Becca blushes, so MAC and Becca. And highlighter, highlighter. Do I have, my favorite all-time highlighters are from MAC, but they're discontinued. So I love the MAC Petticoat Mineralized Skin Finish and the Perfectly Poised Mineralized Skin Finish. So those are a limited edition. They're not available anymore. But other than that, I love the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders, and I love the Tarte Tantalizer bronzer, which is a bronzer, but it's a great highlighter, and then the Becca Shimmer and Skin Perfector in Opal. So those are specific products, but for highlighters, favorite brand would be MAC. Ashley Bash says, what are some of your favorite makeup products? Like specific makeup products? I love, like Holy Grail favorite products that I will not leave the house without, that I will not be without ever. Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Dark Brown. Never be without that. Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. Have to have it. Will never be without that. The Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer. Love that. The Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel. Love that. And my Marc Jacobs Featherweight Foundation powder. Will not live without. The Infallible powder from L'Oreal also. Will not live without. And what else? What other things? Those are my favorite all-time products. MAC Gingerly Blush. Yes, MAC Gingerly Blush. Karina. And the YSL Tint and Oil lip oils. Karina Del Pozo says, how does your hubby feel about you buying an abnormal amount of makeup? I ask because it's a constant battle between my husband and I. Love your videos and the best collection, hands down. Thank you, Karina. He doesn't bother me anymore. He used to be more upset about it. He does give me the side eye every time he sees a package though. So he gives me the side eye, but he knows it's what I love. But I get the side eye, but he doesn't like go back and forth with it because he knows, you know, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna break the bank to get makeup, and it makes me happy. So he's hands off. He doesn't really scrutinize, doesn't criticize, but I do get the side eye, like, you bought, really? It's just gonna be a battle. If there's an obsession, if there's something that you love like crazy and you get a lot of, there's always gonna be a battle. So, because they never truly understand. It just is. Tasia Claire King says, what is your favorite brand for makeup brushes? That would be Hakuhodo, hands down, no questions asked. Also, I like the Marc Jacobs brushes, but they don't have like a wide range, but Hakuhodo would be my favorite. What is your favorite contour brush? It would be the Marc Jacobs flat top contour brush. How much bigger is your makeup collection now? This is from Chanel Thompson. Oh, that was from Sunny Ray 20 who asked my contour brush. Chanel Thompson says, how much bigger is your makeup collection now? I just saw the video you did in 2011. It is big. I would say it's bigger, but it's not like a whole lot bigger because I got rid of a lot of things too. So it's still huge and just unnecessarily huge. But I also got rid of a ton of things. So I got rid of stuff, and then it's huge. It's just huge. Ruby Cathedral says, when will you be doing your next makeup collection video? I've been trying to do collection snippets, so little portions of my collection, but I haven't decided yet when I'm doing a next overall collection video. But I will eventually. Superstar 0327 says, how do you like to set your budget for new makeup? It's based on whatever my earnings are from YouTube. Like literally my earnings from YouTube is my makeup budget. And then if there's a specific collection coming out, then I'll budget for that I know I want to get the products from. But whatever is in my YouTube budget is what I use for makeup. And sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. Christina Seville says, hi, I love your tutorials. Would you ever consider showing us how you organize your collection? That is a good idea, Christina, and yes, I am now considering it because I think that would be a helpful video too. So yes, I will in the future. Erica Kizzy says, what brand was the eyelash curler that you used in the RuPaul video? That's the S curler from, it's either the S curler from Shuimura, which is available, you can get that, or it was the Urban Decay Revolution curler, which they no longer made, so you can't get that one. But the S curler is my go-to eyelash curler. Sakura 3 says, do you have any suggestion for women over 50 on how to apply their makeup? Women go through menopause and sweat a lot. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. Sorry. K Unique Bree says, how often do you practice makeup looks? Have you ever had formal training? You're so bummed. Thank you, Kay. Kay is again another one of my supporters. She always comments. She's so supportive. Thank you, Kay, for being who you are. You're awesome. Thank you. She is one of my core like makeup junkie friends, like on YouTube. Does that make sense? I don't practice anymore. I used to practice, but not anymore. Now I just I just do. No formal training, like I mentioned. And she says, oh, she did say, she's like, oh, my online friend. Yes, we're online friends, right? I just enjoy watching your videos and all the information you share with us. What are your favorite makeup items? Mention that, but yeah. And my favorite overall thing, I think, to collect would be eyeshadow and makeup brushes. Casual K says, how did you become interested in makeup? I answered that before, so check out my previous videos. Queen Esquire says, would like to see a makeup with you and your mom. Is she a makeup lover too? I don't. My mom is just not a video, but she doesn't even watch YouTube. She knows I have a channel, but I don't think she'd be interested in doing a video. I mean, what kind of video could we do? She's been in vlogs, but I don't think she'd actually sit down and do an actual video with me. She's not a makeup lover. She never wore makeup ever. She's just naturally pretty, so she never really did anything with makeup. Nowadays she dabbles here and there, but not too much at all. How did you get into makeup? Who do you admire, emulate for their makeup skills? I spoke about how I got into makeup before. Who do I admire or emulate? I don't emulate anybody. I don't admire anybody anymore. When I started out, I loved Queen of Blending. I loved her bright, intense looks. Now, her makeup style has changed, so it's not my taste anymore. But that's not to say she's not great. It's just not my taste anymore. But I do love like Apropos makeup on Instagram. And then who else? What's that? I forget her name, but there are just some people I admire their style and their makeup, but nothing like crazy. Carol Love says, my dear, I'm struggling with liquid eyeliner. So annoying, but I love the look. Would you have a tutorial on that? I also break out my 120 palette to practice with so I don't waste my... Girl, that's what I did. When I started out in makeup, I got one of those 120 eyeshadow palettes, and I practiced with those colors until I figured out what colors I truly wanted. And then, well, now I have all the colors of the rainbow, but that's what I practiced with too, so I wouldn't waste expensive colors. How do you choose what colors will look good together? Girl, grab a color wheel. Colors that are next to each other will look great together, hands down. So greens and blues and yellows obviously will go together, look great. Oranges and yellows and reds. So those colors that kind of are together on the color wheel go together easily. And then other than that, it's kind of seeing other people do color combinations on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube itself, and then being like, oh, I want to try that out. Or even in nature, you see a flower and you're like, that color combination looks great. Also in fashion, you see different color combinations, you're like, that will work for me. If you choose between pomade, pencil, or powder for your brows, which would be your top choice? That is pencil, the Anastasia Brow Wiz. And Maik, girl, what you mean? She says, and yes, bring out the hubby in a tank top. Carol! He would probably come out in a tank top too. He ain't right. He would probably go shirtless if I allowed him to. Maika324 says, would you ever go a week without wearing makeup, meaning bare face, eyebrows included? Yes, and I have and will. On vacation, I didn't wear any, like hardly any makeup. Like I didn't even, most of the days, I didn't even wear makeup. Yes, I would. Dark and Sweet says, do you freelance? If not, why not? I do not freelance because I don't like people and touching faces. And I mentioned that in another video, so my other questions and answers videos. Little Willie says, if it's not makeup, do you... What? If it's not makeup, do you do makeup on the side or for special occasions? If not, why? Because you're really skilled. You have... Okay, oh, I don't do makeup for a living. I don't want to do it on the side either. It's just too much. I'd have a separate kit, and I'm all about hygiene and cleanliness. So I would probably go OCD and drive myself nuts. So probably, yeah, no, I'm not interested. But thank you so much. Thank you. Little Lady 86 says, makeup related question. What do you consider the best setting powder? I have problems with getting makeup from my face onto my clothes. I think unless you have budge proof, smudge proof makeup, that's always transfer proof makeup, that's always going to happen. So you have to just be very careful. There's no setting powder that's gonna stop that. Maybe there's a setting spray that can do that, like professional setting sprays, not like the Urban Decay setting spray, but like a Ben Nye setting spray that's like hairspray that holds everything in place. But other than that, unless you get transfer proof foundation, it's gonna transfer no matter what. Even if you set it, it's the powder and the foundation will still transfer if you rub against it. So that just happens without saying. Sorry. Setting powder, it depends on your skin tone, your skin type. My favorite is the Marc Jacobs foundation powder, but that's not a setting powder, that's a foundation powder. Janelle Hazel says, can you please do a brand focus for the following cosmetic lines? Whoa, you have a request, don't you? Estee Lauder, Double Wear Light, Invisible Fluid, powders and blushes. Probably not. I didn't like the color match from their line for me, so that's probably never gonna happen. Clinique Even Better foundation, Stay Matte pressed powder, Super Balanced makeup. Again, Clinique, their color, I just didn't like Clinique stuff too much. Cover FX, I am not Cover FX. They ignored me. I sent them an email and they ignored me, so I'm not gonna support them like that. Is that shady of me? But like, if I email you and ask you something, or if I reach out to you in PR or whatever and say something to you, even if you don't grant a request or don't send me something, I would like a response that says, hey, blah, 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 blah. You know, like I reached out to Zoeva and da-da-da-da-da, and they responded to me. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna send you products, but they responded to me and gave me a little background on their company, and I appreciated that. I wasn't requesting anything, just respond to me, you know what I mean? So just by them being rude, I'm just like, it's not even that they were being rude, but it's just like, don't ignore me. I'm a customer and I'm not interested in supporting you anymore because of that. Raibo says, hi, just a few questions. Can you give tips for eyeshadows that flatter hooded eyes? I don't have hooded eye. Well, I have one kind of slightly hooded eye, but there's so many videos here on YouTube that people know more than I do, so I don't have any tips. And I did answer how I got started in makeup. So sorry, just Google hooded eyes, and there are people that have so many tutorials and they can really help you. I can't really. Kyo Kitty 16 says, what would you say sparked your first interest in makeup? I answered that. Makeup Icon. Testraw says, makeup icon, I have none. Now, your favorite makeup things. I mentioned that before. Yezel Thompson says, any tips on using sunscreen, sunblocks, under or on top of makeup, any makeup product suggestions. So for my sunscreen, because I have very oily skin, I use the Paula's Choice Ultra Light Hydra Light sunscreen. Sunscreen, because they're lightweight, they feel good on my skin, and then they don't really interfere with my makeup. They don't really get too greasy, and they don't have that crazy flashback that I have encountered. I typically will use a foundation with sunscreen in it, and then on top I've actually started using the Super Goop. Do I have it in my bag? I have it somewhere, but the Super Goop spray on SPF to refresh throughout the day. I prefer to use that than take off makeup, and so the spray is really good for makeup. Candice Stokes says makeup is your thing and so is mine. Did you? Okay, I answered that. So look at me. I actually answered all the questions now. I tried to go through that faster than I normally, the other ones that I did, because there was just so many questions. So that has concluded the 4-part series. We have done 4 videos covering all your questions. I've answered all the questions now, and they're like a bunch of videos to check out in case you're curious. Again, they're listed by topic, so if there's a specific topic that you're interested in, they are there for you to check out. So thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me if you have. And even though the angle has me looking like I have a gut, I do have a little tummy, but we're not gonna watch this and you're not gonna mind that. So thank you. No, I think I do have some health related questions. I'll see if I have any more questions, but for now that wraps up our questions and answers video series, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.